They're the PFT top 100 free agents, at least the top 10. And at number 4, a guy who was dominant for the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54 and really gutted it out in the postseason to help be a difference maker in the AFC Championship game against the Titans, Chris Jones. News is that the Chiefs will be using the franchise tag on Jones. He appeared on Colin Cowherd's show yesterday, had a chance to react to the news, and he said he has mixed emotions. I mean, I think he understands it from a business perspective, but his attitude also is, what else am I going to do? What else do you want me to do? I got to get 30 sacks, 35 sacks to show you all what I can do. So, look, the franchise tag, as we talked about earlier in the context of Dak Prescott, Big Cat, it is a weapon for the teams to keep players off the market and to pay them less than what they would get if they were able to go to the highest bidder. I understand why teams use it, but I think more and more players have realized that it's a dance. Le'Veon Bell showed us. Kirk Cousins showed us. Trumaine Johnson showed us. He's another guy who played 2 years under the tag and then struck it rich on the open market with a contract he's yet to live up to. But once the team activates that process, all bets are off. And when the team uses its right to apply the franchise tag, the player has all of his rights available. And it drives me crazy when the fans get upset when a player reacts to being tagged, because this all started because the team decided to deny a loyal and productive player an opportunity to go out and get paid fair market value.
I agree with everything you're saying. The only thing I would throw on top of that is, what are the teams supposed to do when they have that ability to franchise tag someone? So it's an imperfect system all around. I think players have every right to sit out and say, hey, I'm worth this much money. I'm not going to play for 1 year, not guaranteed past that year, after I've proven that I am an unbelievable player and, like you said, loyal to the team. And then the team on the other side, if they have the ability to lock up a guy for a year and don't have to give him that long-term deal because that's what the system has in place, they should use that as well. So I blame the entire thing. The only thing I would say, Mike, is it would be nice if we had a new CBA coming up soon that we could get rid of it. Do we have that?
Well, but they won't get rid of it because the concession the players would have to make to take away that power by the teams is more than the players should, because it doesn't affect enough players. Although you could argue it affects far more players than the players who are restricted from hitting the open market, because the more great players hit the open market, the more that rubber band gets stretched, the higher the market goes. And even if you don't become the highest paid player at your position, you get a lot closer to the highest paid player, and that highest paid player is making a lot more. Here's the thing that bothers me. The teams do have the right to do it, and I'm not saying they're in the wrong. I'm not saying they should sacrifice that ability to use the franchise tag. But when the teams do it, nobody says boo. But when the player says, I don't like it, he's greedy. When the player exercises his right in response to the franchise tag chess match, he's being unreasonable. He's not a team player. He's being selfish. Why don't you show up? Remember all the heat that they were giving Le'Veon Bell when it was coming from teammates in 2017, or actually into 2018, the year he held out into the season and never showed up at all? Like, offensive linemen were calling him out. It's like, guys, the only reason he's doing this is because the team applied the franchise tag. It's a dance that the team started. And it astounds me when teammates, when coaches, when fans don't understand it. And I get it that the fans don't, but I was blown away that offensive linemen on the Pittsburgh Steelers were calling out Le'Veon Bell for exercising the rights that he has vested the moment the team uses the franchise tag.
Well, we don't know if that was all because of the franchise tag. There could be a lot more play there when they're calling someone out, because, like you said, you don't usually see offensive linemen calling out a running back. They called him out for not. They wanted him to show up. They called him out for not showing up.
But
my point is, there probably was a little bit more to that. Like, there was, if they all got along all the time, they probably would have stayed out of it, because you don't see that happen very often. I agree with you that it is unfortunate when fans call out players for exercising their rights. All I would say against that is that it has shifted over time, and I think that line of thinking is looked at as antiquated. And yes, you will see fans criticizing players who sit out when they're franchise tagged, but I also think you will see people criticize fans who criticize players. So it's almost, there's a market correction going on where a lot of people are realizing that players have every right to do this, and players should have every right to do this, and criticizing for that, talking about someone else's money, is a crazy thought. So I think you do see this shift, and people are becoming more pro-player overall than pro-team, pro-owner.
Nah. You must
I
not
see
spend much time on Twitter.
Well, the problem is you don't watch NBA. So that's where the shift is really happening, and I see it leaking into the NFL more and more.
Well, I hope it does. I mean, I posted a link to our story from this morning about Chris Jones' comments on Colin Cowherd's show, and immediately, what's he complaining about? Oh, he's not going to get. Oh, it's and it's like, look, folks, why do we resent the ability of these guys to get fair value for their abilities and their sacrifices and the risks they take every day? Why is that?
So wait, are you saying the Pro Football Talk comment section was not pro-player?
No, this is Twitter.
I'm shocked.
This is Twitter.
I'm shocked.
This is take that up with your partner. He started it all.
Born
and
from
he
the
fuels
ashes.
it all.
Yes.
Every day.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.